Hi everyone. Today I will be presenting an important economic challenge facing India, balancing the demographic peak with the net zero transition by 2047. India is standing at the crucial crossroads. On one side, we have large working age population, and which currently forms around 59% of total population. This demographic advantage can drive economic growth. However, the window is narrowing. By 2041, India is expected to hit its demographic peak. And by 2050, the oldest dependency ratio is projected to rise significantly. At the same time, India is also committed to achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2070. This creates a massive economic challenge because estimated capital requirement for this green transition is about $22.7 trillion, right? So the core problem is how India can finance green growth without sacrificing economic development, employment, and household welfare. So this presentation explores uh, three possible economic pathways. So let's go. So in this one, so let us first look at the scenario one, the baseline trajectory. So which represents the current policy path. At first glance, this path seems highly attractive because India could potentially achieve a $30 trillion economy by 2047. And near-term growth seems strong around 7.4 percentage, which creates a impression of robust economic progress. However, beneath this growth story lie serious structural vulnerabilities. First, a large proportion of workforce is still concentrated in low productivity agriculture, which contributes relatively less to GDP. Second, India remains highly dependent upon fossil fuel imports. And third one, country faces a severe demographic drag as aging population increases the healthcare and social security. So major takeaway is that while growth looks stronger on paper, the economy still remains fragile, right? So coming on to our second scenario. So the domestic financing and crowding out. So let us move to the second scenario where the India attempts to finance the net zero transition primarily to domestic borrowing and savings. Here the government raises capital from the domestic financial resources to bridge the $22.7 billion of requirement. But this creates a serious economic issue known as crowding out effect. As a result, interest rate rise, cost of capital increases, private investment declines, hence directly impacts the businesses. So the slide shows around 0.5 percentage to minus 4.5% GDP penalty. At the household level, reduced disposable income and rising cost create affordability crisis, especially at a time when healthcare expenditure is already increasing due to demographic aging. So while domestic financing supports the green transition, it may come at a cost of economic growth and citizen welfare. So coming to our third scenario, and so now we come to the most optimistic pathway, globally financed net zero. In this model, India leverage foreign direct investments, blended finance, and the global capital flows to fund its green transition. This approach is economically powerful because it avoids putting excessive pressure on domestic savings. Instead of crowding out private consumption, global capital helps unlock the productivity and dividend. Right. So GDP approaches around 30 trillion dollars by 2047, nearly 32 million new jobs by 2070. Import dependency on the fossil fuels will reduce. So therefore, becoming less of a burden and the green transition become a growth catalyst. Coming to our final slide, very content rich. Finally, these slides compare all the three pathways. The basic path gives growth but leaves India exposed to structural weakness, right? The domestic finance path supports sustainability goals but reduces consumption and private investment. The goal financed path delivers the best balance between economic growth, economic development, employment generation, citizen welfare, and sustainability goals. So, to survive this demographic peak and escape the middle income trap, India needs technological led productivity growth supported by global capital, and therefore net zero should not be seen as a growth constraint, but it should be viewed as the ultimate growth catalyst for India. Thank you so much.